All right. What do you guys think about the new time, 10:30? You guys like it?
I like the
No,
other.
you don't like it, Don? Let's get some hands on it. Like, give me a one if you like it, a two if
It's
you
noon,
don't.
man. It's half the day's gone.
Yeah.
I want to get you guys energy to get through the rest of the day, though. I can't I can't have you taking naps at 12 p.m., right?
I'm old. That's
So
what I'm supposed to do.
yeah, I normally do take my siesta on Saturdays as well, but the gym I go to, they only have one class and it's 9:15. So I either have to get them to change or I got to change. So we'll figure it out. Anyways,
You
welcome
get them to
everybody.
change. You got that objection thing down pat. So
Yeah, that's what you do, man.
yeah, that's what you do. So you got to sell them on it.
They've been in business for 20 years with one time on Saturday. I'll see if I could get the rest of them to change. But I do work out with a bunch of senior citizens on Saturdays. Or at least there's two there today. The rest were kind of my age, but it was fun. Anyways, welcome everybody. Let's go over some shit today. I posted what we're going to be talking about. Let me make sure we're live in the groups. Samara, if you can check the GSD group and the Crusader group. If you're live on Facebook, actually, can you guys, if you're live on Facebook and you can hear me in Facebook land, drop a audio or I hear you just so I can know you guys are there. And if you're not familiar with who we are, stick around and you'll get pretty familiar. Click on the guides tab. You'll see what we're all about. We got a bunch of free training. One announcement I do want to make before we get started. I'm going to share my screen. We have a masterclass coming up. If you're in Inner Circle already, you get this free. If you're in the VIP of GSD Diamond Club, you get it for free. For the rest of you guys, this page right here that I'm screen sharing, it's in the description. Super easy domain name, joingsd.com/AI agency. If you go there, you'll get to this page right here. We're going to be going over how you're either going to be replaced or you're not going to be replaced, because every digital marketer that does not know AI by as soon as fucking possible, you're going to be dying 1,000 cuts because you will lose every customer to agencies like mine going to take your business. And we're going to make a lot more money. So that's what you got to adapt to. It's absolutely imperative. It's not a choice. It's going to happen regardless whether you like it or not. So for those of you guys that are old enough to know about the dot-com boom, that exploded everything. This is that next boom. This is going to explode. It's already happening. So just to warn you guys, but not scare you guys, because it doesn't make any difference to me. We're going to be teaching you what we know, all the videos, all the content, all the emails, all the shit you guys know you're supposed to be doing, but don't do on a consistent basis. That's what you're going to learn, how to make it consistent, effortlessly, and outsourceable. Okay. So if you aren't in here, either join it or watch it pass you by. That's my fair warning, because you've seen every ad on Facebook right now literally talking about AI. It's not because people are wasting their money. It's not because people are trend jumping. This is not crypto where it could go up, it could go down. This is only going to go up and never go down ever in the history of what we do. It's only going to stack like a skyscraper, get more powerful. And at some point in your lifetimes, everybody who's on here, you will see a CEO of a company that is a robot, period. Okay. You're going to see that soon. All right. So let's dive into it. Let's go over some offers. First of all, whoever's not in the Diamond Club, let me give you that link right now. Samara, if you can drop it in the chat. Go here and just sign up. I don't even really have much more to say. Go here, sign up. You'll get the free master class. It's 3-day event. The first 2 days is for Diamond Club. The third day is going to be private only for GSD Inner Circle. In the first 2 days, we're going to cover a lot of stuff. The whole details are on that page. You're going to know the exact tools we use, how to use them. This isn't going to be theory. This isn't going to be something where you can't walk away knowing something brand new. You're literally going to know exactly how to use the exact tools we're using, how we're using it, why we're using it, when we're using it. And some cases, you won't know the difference between what we write manually versus what AI wrote for us. So we're using massive leverage, because like, think about this. If I ask my content writer, my ad writer, a webinar writer to write some stuff, it's going to take a shitload of time. If I go to ChatGPT and teach my writers and my team and myself and educate myself how to use it, how to prompt it, how to edit it, how to make changes, in seconds, this shit happens. literally in seconds. This isn't something that happens like where it takes forever. This is seconds. Sometimes it takes minutes, where we can write content like crazy, where it becomes fun. It's like a fucking video game. You give it a prompt, it gives you the response. A lot of people are dabbling. Like my mom's 77 years old, and I showed her how to use ChatGPT. It was like, oh, this thing is cool. Then I said, no, you're going to use it like it's a fucking lawyer, because she had some contracts to write. Then you're going to use it as if you're going to be responding to a friend that you don't want to respond to. So you copy and paste the message and say, respond to this email for me. You give it the prompt of what you want your contract to say. Then it gives you that contract. Normally, what it would cost, like earlier this year, I spent like $1,000 on editing a refund policy in one of my contracts. $1,000. I could have just spent maybe 7 minutes and just had it done without back and forth, without calls, without discussion. So sky's the limit on how you utilize this stuff. We're going to be leveraging it mostly for the marketing side, on how you can use it to sell to clients. You can leverage your own content and also build your own awareness and your own brand. That's going to be the biggest thing that you guys can do for yourselves. Like, cause I can see like Anne-Marie and her content, it's just, she just does it every single day. It's getting her more clients, more leads, all through her education. She's building her brand, along with eventually maybe running some ads to get some more distribution to build her brand even higher. And that's what this thing is all going to be about, is get you guys what you guys deserve. We all work fucking hard. Some of us work hard and get no result. Some of us work hard and get a result, but then we're at a glass ceiling. And some of us make it a little bit more effortless, where regardless of what day it is, we're just going to have a sales day. We're going to have increase in income, because like typically the way things should work is the more we learn, we should be going like up, just like an athlete. Like you can see like a Kobe Bryant, a LeBron James, a Tom Brady. They're constantly ascending through their careers. If you're not constantly ascending, that's a skill deficit. It's a motivation deficit. It's a desire deficit. Sometimes we burn out and it fucking sucks. And that's what we want to change. Community above all. And I don't know what you guys think about community, but all I know is if I see an 85-year-old working out with me and they're pushing hard, I'm certainly going to push harder. If I see an 18-year-old, I want to beat their ass because they're younger. I want to see what old people like me can do. So it's just, sometimes it's that community that creates that drive and that trigger point that allows you to get through the week, allows you to figure out and say, if those guys can do it, I can do it. So that's what the Diamond Club's about. That's what the GSD Inner Circle is about. And that's what community is all about, is that it's supposed to be the rising tide that helps lift the boats when you feel like you're down, depressed. Sometimes it's that one tweak. And when you don't have that one tweak, what's the consequences of not knowing? It's that downward part of the roller coaster, because roller coasters are really, really fun, but not in business, because that ride going up, when you feel that amazingness that you're about to dip and have that fun. In business, when you get to that dip, that fucking sucks. We want to eliminate that as much as possible. Okay. Now I'm gonna teeter back over to some Go High Level stuff. Like we sell Go High Level a lot. We focus on it a lot. We're tying in AI to make it a lot better. We've built out robo setters where it can predict answers. It can do FAQs. So you guys will see some of that stuff only on the masterclass. If you guys are not on GHL right now, or you want to upgrade your GHL account to the pro version, I'm going to invite you to the link in the Zoom chat, and Samara will drop it in the Crusader group and the GSD group as well. It's joinghl.com. If you're not familiar with it and you want to get local businesses or a niche customers, I'm just going to ask that you blindly trust me and just sign up for it. You get it for free, so you have nothing to fear at all, but only to learn this tool to make more money. Because it's a custom branded software with your logo on it. Anybody who becomes our affiliate under our link, you get some of our assets for free, such as landing pages, a website that you can now utilize and replicate for yourself, put your own logo on it with a few clicks of a button. If you guys want me to show you just a 5-minute sneak peek, I will in this live Zoom here, how we're using it, how we're selling it, and how I've been teaching it for free on these lives. Now, some people learn the information, do nothing with it. Some of the people learn the information, do something with it. What I've seen is the people who are in our Diamond Club, in our inner circle, they do something with it because they can ask questions when they're stuck. And those people who don't have the person to answer those questions when they're not when they are stuck, get stuck longer, like in 30 days, 90 days, 4 months, and then you forget what your question was. And then that's the syndrome where it passes you by. Like we want to make shit happen. We don't know what happened, or we watch shit happen, right? We just have to pick which version we are. I'm a kind of guy that likes to make shit happen because I hate it when something's going to go past me where I could have got in early. And this isn't a sense of urgency where I give a shit if you do something faster than you want. It's just an uncomfort feeling. When you're comfortable, you're already doomed. You got to get uncomfortable. And that's where the drive, in my opinion, comes in. Because once you master something, you want to stay a master at that one thing, or an expert, or whatever terminology you give yourself. And then you kind of ascend upwards, because once you become stagnant, you're going to get passed by. And that's why we get the edge. I always want to have an edge on somebody, where I'm 1 or 2 or 3 steps ahead. Oftentimes with new people, I'm going to be 5 or 10 steps, but then people who are ahead of me, I want to be on their coattails, and people who are right behind me, I want to blow past them. Because I know that the only competition is A, me, B, if I ever go toe to toe with a competitor, I want to win. Like, I don't want somebody to go with somebody else. I want to win. And that's the game of business. And that's what I hope you guys want too. Because that fierceness and that tenacity doesn't have to be as aggressive as maybe I am or Cody is, but that aggressiveness and that tenacity that's in you will just make you like so much more money. Because one of the things that I like to teach here is, if you get motivation and drive, I love that. But I just truly 100% wholeheartedly feel that if we can cure money problems, we can cure a lot of the other problems that are in people's minds, like stress, like rent, like bills, like payroll. Because if that's an entrepreneur's issue, then you're not entrepreneurs yet. You're just hobbyists that are trying. But we have to get to that next level first. And that next level is fucking scary because it takes money and it takes time. It's both resources. All right. Because once you get the money that you want, then it just takes more money and less time, because you can buy things. You can buy people's time. Because I remember when I would met with this sounds fancy, but I was sitting at lunch with the former CEO of Reach Local, and then the chief revenue officer, and then my point of contact, who was my boy, this guy Tessin. And I remember sitting with them one day, and I said something about Tessin, and the chief revenue officer is like, the reason I don't like contractors is because look at Tessin. I control his time. I can tell him what to do when I want to do it. So that's when you have the money. You can buy people's time. And then the people that you buy their time, ultimately they're going to either outgrow the position and go somewhere else or do their own thing, which is totally fine. Or they're going to just get a raise because they're more valuable to you. And then they work the same amount of hours for just higher pay. So they're stickier, right? So that's what money does. It helps you build that business, and you're going to need both. And going into, like, because I hear a lot of things. To me, I just hear, if it doesn't get done, it's just an excuse. But money is just a resource, like that can be printed, it can be burned, it can be borrowed, it can be lost, it can be stolen. So I look at money as a thing of a piece of paper, right? Like this is a note card. Right. This is just a 3x5 note card with lines on it. This is the same value, the same shit that money is pretty much printed on. Right. So it can be borrowed. And that's why I think if you guys have limited resources, highly, highly consider borrowing money and watching Alex Hormozy video about borrowing money, on how he built his company, on how anybody built their companies, and look at debt as something totally different than the way you do it now, because then you can actually show your clients the same way. 9 out of 10 businesses will go out of business because lack of money. And that's it. It's within 3 years. If they borrowed it the right way, like college, to me, shit debt. Michael Jordan shoes may be pretty fucking stupid if you can't afford it. The newest, latest, greatest iPhone, if you can't pay it for cash and you pay the $45 a month thing, pretty stupid investment. But if you buy something, an asset that ascends higher, that's going to grow your business. That's where you have an asset that ascends. Okay. So hopefully you guys understand that concept. And then let's get into some high level stuff really quickly. Drop your questions in the GSD live, hashtag replay if you're there. And for those of you guys here on the Zoom, I'm going to ask you guys for a favor and just drop me a 1 for a yes, and then a 2 for a no. One, during this live right now, can you open a browser and comment as we're live so this reaches more people? One, if you're willing to do that. Two, if you're willing not to do that. And I don't care if you do or don't. I just want to get as many comments, fires, likes, emojis, takeaways live, like somebody live writing notes, all of you guys, if you don't mind, as you see something so you can go back to it. And also the people who are going to watch in the replay, I want them to be like, fuck, this looks like something I FOMO'd out of. The fear of missing out of the next one. I want to get as many people on here as possible and also grow our Diamond Club. Anyways, all right. Drop your questions in the chat as we go. I'm going to ramble through some stuff that I think is highly, highly important. My whole thing is repetition is the mother of success. To get really good at a skill, if you have drive and desire, it'll take you 3 months. And that's a time frame that I put on myself because anything I've ever done, it's in and around 3 months. Sometimes it's like 5 or 6, but really that 5 or 6 is extended only due to distraction or laziness on me. Especially when it comes to the game of business. If you want to get good at offers, stick to one thing and be robotic and possessive of that one thing before you try to pivot into something else, because it only gets harder if you suck at something and switch to something else. I see it time and time again. People just give up and they think, it's not for me. The formula is very, very simple. Like pick one thing, anything. I don't give a shit what you sell. If you sell graphic design, GMB optimization, SaaS, it doesn't really matter. Everybody needs it. Everybody wants it. Everybody desires it. If it's GMB, everybody, who doesn't want to be ranked on page 1? Have you ever gone to a business owner and said, hey, if you could be on page 1, would you decline that? They would never say that, right? So just get really, really good at how to present it, how to pitch it, how to price it, how to offer it, how to follow up on it, how to have a system that does it for you. Pick one thing and do it really, really well, because then once you master one thing, you can duplicate it. Like for me, I got lucky and got into sales, and I hated fucking sales. Like I hated talking to humans. I hated the phone when I first started, and it took years of practice. But it took me about 3 to 4 months just to master one product, one script, one audience. It was all credit card processing to local businesses. Imagine getting a lead list. Yes, those were called leads when they were just a list off the internet or we purchased it, a deep doing business as list from the local business association, whoever I don't know. I had a list. Somebody gave it to me, handed it on my desk. It was a piece of paper. We had a pencil and a highlighter. Pencils so we can erase our notes, highlighters so we can say they either bought or didn't. And that's how we called. So we just mastered the art of persuasion and selling and how to get people who never wanted to meet us, never wanted to know us, and already talked to 10 people like me. And I had to go sell that shit. So we just got really good at one thing. Now, whatever that one thing is, all it is just getting a script and understanding how humans react on that first sentence. Then once we went from selling credit cards, then I started selling real estate advertising. Then I went from real estate advertising to graphic design sales to realtors only, because I had the experience of realtors. And then it went into a broader base of clientele, bigger clients, partnership styles. And then it turned into now coaching. Now I coach other agencies to get what they want. So the whole point is be a master of one, or you become a master of none. You become too broad. Like there's people who have that certain gift, like a Gary Vaynerchuk. Like a guy like him, he can sell any industry. He can do branding and stuff for Budweiser to Geico to whomever. He's already built the brand where they just want his business. If you're not at that level where you have the skill set and the big, huge 600-man team or 200-man team or even 20-man team to have like such a broad base of services, I would argue to say that everybody will get rich if they focused on one thing and one thing only and got really, really good at that. And I think SaaS is the easiest way for new people, burnt out people, or people who already have a good audience, because your cost of doing business is so low. $297, you get unlimited sub accounts, $497 for the pro version of Go High Level. Plus you get all those other monetary ways where you can upsell with like the Twilio fees you can mark up, or whatever the LC thing that they have, the email. You can, if your client is if your cost is 0.07 cents, you can mark it up to 1 penny, 2 pennies, whatever it is. And now you have more profit centers. Now the fastest way to
$297 is only $9.90 a day.
Yeah, and then going into, I'm gonna meet you out for just a little bit, and then we'll open mic it. But yeah, once we get into like productizing a SaaS, like think about this: these guys, like the Go High Level guys, Robin, Sean, Varun, the three top amigos, plus their whole entire team, like Chase and Paulson, all the cool people that you know in the community, and all the cool people that are not even part of the high level team, all helping each other. Like think about like how much money they spend. They have over 600 people on the team now. That 600-man team is now essentially, if you want to look at it this way, your team. And I don't work for them. I don't get paid for them. If you guys talk about it in the Go High Level group, get them to pay me. Fuck to talk about their shit. Tell them to get me to be a speaker at one of their things, their next events. I'll show you guys how to sell this stuff a little bit more intimately. But anyways, go put pressure on them in their group after this if you don't mind too. But they've spent so much money building this thing so you can have it for $297, slap your logo on it. Who gives a shit if your client knows it's high level? It's your IP that goes into it. High level is a blank slate of confusing this to the outside world and maybe some of you guys, because like I guarantee a lot of you guys that are now doing well probably fucking sucked 3 years ago. And now they realize I got to simplify my shit. I got to simplify. I can't sell our eyes get bright and it's shiny like a diamond sometimes. And when we can go to a client and they say website, we can do website. They say email, we can do email. They say text, we can do text. Like they're wanting too much or offering too much, and they can't buy because now it's too confusing, too sophisticated, too expensive. The simplest way that I've ever offered anything to anybody ever is a little bit of FOMO and just natural curiosity. And the natural curiosity is rehearsed in advance. You guys have all heard me say it. I'll let somebody throw it in the chat of what my opener would be to a complete stranger anywhere, or even a friend that owns a business. If you guys remember, some of you guys have heard me say this over and over and over again, of how we actually open the conversation. I'll let somebody write it in the Zoom chat, or actually in the Facebook chat would be better, so everybody else can hear it. But I'll give you guys the prompts. Go to the chat. Have you ever? So 2 of them is, have you ever? Have you considered? How come you don't? Why don't you? So I'll just end some of those sentences so it makes sense. You could walk up to anybody. I don't care who it is. As long as you started the conversation, whether it's a Starbucks, if they own an HVAC business, a law firm, or whatever business, just say, have you ever considered sending a text message to your database so they can become repeat purchasers, or just review you online so you can rank higher on Google? Say that one line, see where the conversation goes, see where you take it. And then your answer is going to be, after all said and done, my closing statement is very, very simple. So I don't like to do selling on something, like I don't like to do hardcore selling until I anchor something. I'm just typing if you guys see me not talking. Before I tell anybody what it does, how it does its thing, or whatever, I say it's super cheap. Like just to get to the big picture, more clients, of course. All it is $300. And anybody who does something like this, all they do is build their momentum, their automation machine, and it's for years to come. What about you? And then it's pretty much a done deal. Like it should be, if you say it in a very straightforward manner. When I say done deal, it may take you 15 or 20 minutes. I'm not saying it's that fucking simple in like 3 or 4 minutes. But I can hopefully I can get a recorded version of this, because just the other day on Wednesday, I have 2 people sitting at a bar. We're drinking old fashions, and Somebody said, oh, Rahul does real estate marketing, and they were two realtors. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't work with realtors because they're too cheap. And I'm saying that to two real estate agents, by the way. And they laugh. They're like, well, what is it you do? I'm like, I do marketing, but I don't sell it to realtors until they automate their business. And then I'm like, you have to have a system where a lead comes in, text messages can go out. And if somebody responds, we have an automation system that can automate the communication, because all leads are good. They're only bad for the people who can't connect with them. And I'm like, that's what we build, is a system for good, or the leads will always suck because you're talking to strangers. These aren't sphere of influence. They're not fucking referrals. So if you're really good at sphere of influence and referrals and you're happy where you are, stay there. But if you want more and you want to improve and you want to connect with more people, then this is what that system's for, those people. There's two people. The one guy was Leo, and I forget the other dude's name. He's somewhere in my phone because we drank a little bit. And either way, they want our system. And I said, it's super cheap. I don't get why people don't do this. It's $300 fucking dollars. How stupid could people be? And I'm not talking about them. I'm saying this to them. How stupid could people be? There's a dime on the ground and there's a dollar on the ground. What do you think they're stepping over to pick up? I'm like, they're stepping over the fucking dollar to pick up the dime, right? It's stupid. It's illogical. And then that's how I anchor it. And that's it. And then now if I want, like, I'm apprehensive with real estate agents still, but either way, this is $600 a month. That could happen 300, right? Right across the board. And like, I don't even care if they bite or not, because we just have so much opportunity, because we say the same thing over and over and over to people. We go live on things like this. Somebody who watches this live will be a buyer of our follow-up monster demo. Right. So that's exactly how we get clients. So two parts is this. One is anchor it. Two is, if you need to, demonstrate it. So this right here, and whoever's already branded themselves with this demo, go ahead and tell me, put a yes. You don't need to give me the link. Just put a yes if you've already got the demo and you've already self-branded it. But this thing, if you haven't seen it, I'm just going to do this one pretty quick. I think we sell it. I don't know what the price is with the discount, but we sell this thing for $600, but then we have a coupon code for 30% off. If you want this
before
whole...
you continue on, is it possible to make this post public so that we can share it, so more people can have access to this
live, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the live is,
because it's only shared inside of our private.
Yeah, they'd have to be inside the group. I appreciate you wanting to do that. They'd have to join the group. If you invite them to the group and tag them in it, that's the way to share in this group.
Okay.
In this community, it's not public. Oh, you know what? I can give you the YouTube link. I think it's streaming on YouTube as well. I'll get you the YouTube link after this.
Okay.
Yeah, because then you guys can share it. I appreciate that too. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, let me share my screen really quick, and then tell me, why the fuck does it say it's paused? Resume share. Are you guys seeing anything on my screen right now? No. Okay, give me 1 sec.
Nope, not yet.
I see a note that says, well, there you go.
Okay, what is it? What is it sharing? Because I have like too many fucking monitors going on here.
I can see
It's there. It's there.
Okay, you can see me scrolling right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is weird. It normally highlights what screen I'm showing, but anyways, all right. So this is how it goes. So when people go here, if I'm in person with them, this is in person, over the phone, whatever, Zoom. It doesn't really matter. This is all you get people to do is go to a page where they fill in their information, and once they fill in their information, then the series that I have going out is really, really simple. They are going to get 5 text messages, 5 emails, and 5 voicemail drops live while I'm on them. So this whole entire demonstration is the tool that allows me to sell this thing. Other than my words when I'm with them and I'm talking to them and whatever I say, I keep it really, really simple because I don't want to get into a situation where I sound like every other marketer. I'm trying to sell them Facebook ads. I'm trying to negotiate or convince. All I'm already understanding is they don't have a system. And if they already do, I already know it's not working because everybody who's with Keller Williams has KV Core. Everybody but Cole Banker or Richard Ellis, the premier commercial company, they all have these free tools. When I say free, They're probably the most expensive tools on the planet that they can ever have because they're given to them. When people don't pay for stuff, they don't do shit with it. They never pay attention. It's like, oh, I'll get back to that. Oh, that'd be cool in theory. Oh, it costs money to teach how to use my own free tool. Boo fucking who, right? But once they have their own system, they can leave and go to any business they want, because it's not uncommon for a real estate agent or dental office or whatever to change addresses or change anything. If they don't have a system that they own and they pay for, they at least lease. They don't have a way to have repeat business. They don't have a systematized business. Now, if two businesses, let's say your business and somebody else's, mine has automation, it has pipeline management, it has all the funnels that any human could ever want for any scenario. The landing page that I showed you for the AI agency, that probably took us, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. Last year, that same thing would have taken us 3 weeks with revisions back and forth. At a click of a button, I can have the next masterclass completely done with all the content, all the 6 or 7 steps that are behind this first page. So we've just systematized and made everything so much more simple. But going back to the example, 2 agency owners, one has a really, really organized system, pipeline management, and the other person doesn't have something very organized. It's just chaos and all over the place. Who would get the higher valuation if they were trying to sell to somebody? What would be more attractive? What would the story and the pitch be of the agency owner to the new buyer of showing them the pipeline management, this, that, the organization? Somebody be like, a buyer of an agency would be like, holy fuck, these guys are super duper organized. They got a crazy pipeline. The only thing that they're missing is they just need a better sales process. That'd be so much more valuable. Somebody would come in and be like, dude, this is, I don't know if they know what this thing is worth, but it's worth a lot now, versus somebody who says, I do 20 grand a month. Where's your pipeline? I get ads. Anybody can do fucking ads. But if it's organized, it's systematized, they can see the notes, they can see the systems, they can see the communication, they can see the workflows. They may be like, fuck, this system alone is worth a lot. All I have to do is drive more money into it, get better sales crew on this, right? Because then they're buying a machine versus just a portfolio, right? So think about that for a second. Once you have this shit done, now going backwards, you're not selling the business. What would it look like if you did have it all systematized? If you woke up and you said, all right, here are my new leads. Here are the warm ones I'm working. Here are the hot ones that are very, very close. Here are the ones that have their contracts out, and here are the ones that closed. You can have custom communications by pipeline, by a drag and a drop of a Trello card lookalike, that high level built in, from new lead to warm. It could trigger a series of events. Like it could send them videos, it could send them emails, it can send them whatever you want. So whenever somebody joins like our Diamond Club, it automatically tags them, sends them a bunch of emails. You're on a series, and then I don't know how long it goes. When somebody joins our GSD Inner Circle, we just hit one button, drop down, offer GSD, and then boom, like 6 or 7 emails goes out over a course of a period of time. It goes, here's the welcome email, the booking email, the survey email, here's our affiliate links and tools we use email. All kinds of shit goes out automatically because it's systematized. If we had to like do that manually, first of all, I wouldn't do it, and then I'd forget, and then somebody would be pissed off at me, most notably the customer. I'll give them a shit experience. But then number 2, if I told somebody on my team, hey, can you get this out? How annoying would that be if they don't see the message or they have the day off? How much delay of time would that take? Right. So I don't have to worry about human error. It's replaced them. So as far as an onboarding process, if 10 people wanted to hire us in one single day, it's 10 pushes of 10 buttons. That's all it is. So we've systematized as much as possible, and we've humanized as much as possible too, because we understand that things like this, AI is not going to replace this video until maybe a couple months, maybe next year. I don't know. We're going to move as fast as it moves, right? We want to always have human connection, because that's always the greatest thing. That's what we're attracted to, is learning from somebody that we can ask questions to. At some point, a bot might be the solution. I don't know. We're just going to wait and see, because I mean, that cartoon may have been a fucking like a autobiography of what's happening. The Jetsons, it might be happening right here, right in front of our faces. That could, I mean, cars are driving themselves, parking themselves. I mean, it's pretty wild. I mean, who knows, that old school self checkout at grocery stores is starting to pick up now, right? People are starting to adapt to less human contact. All right, cool. So here I'm gonna. Anybody have any Q&A? Let me go to the chat really quick. Demo is mine. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're living in the Jetsons. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to go through a quick little tour. I'm going to offer you guys something right now other than just the Diamond Club. I want to show you that demo page of exactly what it gets, because I truly think like we're like the reason I'm selling this thing is because I think it makes your lives a lot easier. This is just a straight up profit center. This is just a formula to get shit done, where it's already done. Like it's not even getting stuff done. It's already done. And then I just show you how to use it to go get a client, like kind of like I've described earlier of how I approach people that I know that sit next to me at a bar, at a Starbucks. That's really where I do my damage the most, is building that audience. And then I have to be good at getting referrals from those people too. Because as long as I make that first 30 days like accessible to dealing with any annoying questions that they may have that may be redundant, I'm okay answering those, because I'm looking at a bigger picture. Is there further opportunity through two things? Thing number one is referrals. Thing number two is going to be, do I have the potential to do more business with that person? So those are always the two things that I'm looking for. And I believe that service is going to be a little bit of a key to it. When people feel like taken care of, they feel heard, they're going to be more accessible. And oftentimes there's things I don't want to do that I still do. I don't want to respond to fucking text messages all the time. I don't want to respond to calls, but I do, because it's only going to take me 5 to 30 seconds, maybe sometimes 5 minutes. But if I prioritize the people who are already my clients, they're going to go win for me and go get me more clients too. And they can get me clients indirectly by tagging me, by mentioning me, by referring me to somebody and calling me saying, hey, I referred you like 5 people, but no 5 of those people ever called me. At least the thought was there that at least I'm top of mind when certain subjects come up. Or they might write an online review, or I might get them to do an interview with me or a video testimonial. Then I have an asset that I can go run as an ad, put in the group, use on social. I can use when somebody says, send me references or whatever bullshit a prospect wants to say, right? Here you fucking go. Here's the references. Yeah, you want references? Well, guess what a reference is? Somebody who's already going to say whatever the fuck I told them to say. Right? Like screenshots, nobody believes, but those are more authentic than some person doing a video nowadays, right? They don't believe the authenticity of another human doing a video, but then they don't believe the screenshot. So all we can do is just go get clients, get them the results, and then it'll turn into a domino effect of them calling it. And what I like about using and leveraging this SaaS is it's the start or the improvement of a relationship. Because like, I'll tell you this, we got fired by a lot of clients because of Facebook ads, because we were using Google Sheets and trying to find like the best way to give tracking, from Hyros to Segmetrics to Google Analytics to absolutely every possible thing that we can always show like proof. Because it's hard to show proof of closes when I'm sending leads to a dentist or a realtor if it's mixing into the world of them never following up. Now I can hold them a little bit accountable. Well, not a little bit, fully accountable of their own business. Now I'm teaching them how to run their own business, because real estate school didn't teach that. High school, college, community college, mentors, nobody taught you how to use a CRM. Imagine if you wanted to be an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, you're not funded like an MIT labs kind of guy out of Boston or something, and you're just running your own business like you guys are right now. One of the most important things you guys need to know how to use is a CRM. Like, who would have thought that? I mean, my company when I worked at realtor.com, I mean, they probably spent millions a month on technology, and they barely taught us how to use that shit. I mean, we had Salesforce, we had fast order entry, we had like 4 systems. And I mean, we knew how to build people. The rest of it, we didn't know how to use, so we didn't really get trained on it. But now that when you start your own business, it's absolutely imperative to stay organized. Otherwise, your shit's going to slip. Once you slip a deal or you get lazy on a deal, you're slipping lifetime value of your own customer. So I look at it as we can't have it 2 ways. I can't hold my client accountable if I can't hold myself accountable on my own organization. So once we do it ourselves, then we can do it well for somebody else. Because oftentimes marketers are shoemakers with no shoes. We're good at taking care of other people's shit and never good at our own. Like I wouldn't doubt if like housekeepers fucking houses are dirty as shit because they're always cleaning other people's stuff. Every dentist I've ever gone to has like fucking caps in their teeth and they're yellow as fuck, but they're good dentists, right? For some weird reason, right? They never have bright, shiny teeth. So when it comes to marketing, if we just take care of just the CRM and we still just do a little bit of content, you'll be good. That's how important my focal point of this is having a software and branding it and knowing how to leverage it and paying people to teach you and buying assets. It makes it so repeatable, super duper repeatable. Because like I can go to bed and people can go to our GSD store and literally buy our snapshot without me awake because it's so productized. And or I can sell it, install it, show you, guide you, implement, do the marketing, do the consulting, then stack on YouTube, train your staff, and then that's going to be a whole different experience, right? Because like sales is like Jeff Miller gave me this analogy, I don't know, 5 years ago or something, or he didn't give it to me, he said it on stage somewhere. Think of it as like Justin Bieber tickets, right? If you want to listen to a song, go to iTunes and pay 99 cents for the individual song. You want the whole album, pay the $20. You want to see him in concert, go get the concert tickets. Every level is more access, right? So when you're at the concert, you're in a group setting, you're getting a group concert. If you want to get closer, buy the VIP, you can be in the mosh pit. Maybe his sweat or his bandana will get thrown at you, right? If you want even more access, get behind stage passes so you can do the meet and the greet and the photos and the selfies. If you want all access private, you charge more and you bring Justin Bieber to your house, right? So that's how your marketing stack could be. Like do it, you're like, here's some widgets and some tools. Here you go. Here's the price. I'll give it to you. And then you can just do it, install it yourself. And every level of access, every level of involvement, every level of your time of intimacy can just have a different level of price. Because we can give away our knowledge for free. That's totally fine. That's what shit like this is for. But when it comes to our time, respect your time, charge for it. Like I get initial discoveries can be free, but not the next one. If somebody wants to quote unquote pick your brain, think about all the shit you paid for, all the trials, tribulations, all the stuff you spent money on that you fucked up that now you know that you wish you knew earlier. When somebody wants that one-on-one or consulting, just give them a price. It would do you no justice or somebody else no justice to give them free information because then they're not going to use it properly. Because when people don't pay, they do not pay attention. They do not respect you. And they'll be like, hey, I got a quick question for you. Nobody has a fucking quick question ever, period. I've never heard a quick question. The question might be quick to say. The answer is not always quick. So whoever asked me a question today, don't start with, I have a quick question.
Well, I have a quick question.
Can I pick your brain?
Just joking.
Yeah. Somebody said, can I pick your brain? I sent him a link for $1,200 to pay.
Yeah, intellectual buffet.
Yeah. But yeah, the
But how
cost
long?
of
What
being
do you get for
stuck
1,200?
the cost of staying stuck is just far greater than the cost of just getting unstuck. Because I mean, that's just the typical. I'll just delay. If the people that delay on themselves, if you don't bet on yourselves, how the fuck is somebody else supposed to bet on you? I looked at it from the standpoint of I have to be good enough to be able to charge more money as I grow. I don't want to be doing the same thing, like the same shit for $500 a month for people. That would just kill me. That I would never, ever want to do the rest of my life is never grow or get better. Everybody needs to treat their business like an athlete. At first, you're a rookie and there's two things that are going to happen. Number one, you're going to get kicked out of the league because you quit or you don't have the desire or drive. Or two, you're going to ascend up and demand more money because you have more skills. Because I just see it in like guys like even like Adam, who is like a GHL guru that can do anything like backflips with that thing. I mean, dude was doing shit for free all day, every day, giggled, loved it, hobby. Now he respects his time so much. He's got an hourly rate. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm like, charge people like crazy. I mean, like you're worth lawyer fees now. Lawyers take your money and get you out of problems. You take people's money and people invest into it. And now you can help them make more money. So as long as your time can make people more money, then that's the most important thing to charge for. And that's what I think all you guys are capable of. It just takes you investing in yourselves and to people like me and Cody and the GSD and the community and the tools that we make things easier for, and then go make it better and run with it. Everything I bought, I've made it my own and made it better. I don't say, here's the thing and let me just sell the thing and keep it stagnant. We have the ability to make things improved and better. Like half the snapshots I've sold, I see what people have done to it. I'm like, fucking A, you guys made this dope as hell. Good for you. That's the whole point, is you don't have a blank canvas. You have a canvas that already works, and then you make the canvas better based on your desire and needs. It's just a head start. All right. Who had somebody said something like a question. Yeah, the shadow thing. I'm probably gonna do a shadow day at some point once we get that office all dialed in. Once that thing's ready. I don't want to bring people to my house or anything. But Pritesh, what's up, brother?
Hey,
Hey, what's up, man?
it's kind of, I guess, off topic maybe, but I had a guy who he wants to do website SEO and social ads. So like, what in terms of the website and SEO, like how do you price that, and like, I guess what's the kind of process of selling that? Because I've never
That's gonna be
done
too
SEO.
keep that we're gonna have to go over that in the inner circle. That's gonna be too long of an answer, because like, have you ever sold an SEO deal before is my first question.
Not SEO now.
Okay, then don't sell it, because you're gonna fuck it up, and there's two things. Number one, if you don't know how to sell it, don't try right now, and I can't teach you on this call. Number two is like, who's gonna do the work once you sell it? Three, what's gonna be the result that you're gonna be able to tell the person, right? So there's too many variables that are unknowns right now. The only way to make that work is be fully transparent. Is I do paid ads to drive people traffic right away. I have partners that I manage that will do SEO. Now, let's talk about what makes sense for you first. Like, are you looking for more leads right away, or are you looking for something like more like a mutual fund down the line, 6, 12, 18 months, then we start to rank and dominate Google? Which one's more important to you? So I'm going to basically first understand what do they want by going back to what I do, but being transparent of what I do not do. Because if you want me to teach you how to sell SEO, I'll teach you how to sell it. Something will happen where it will, like, you'll sell it and then something won't work out on delivery because you won't know how to manage it.
Yeah, I was just gonna outsource it to the when you use.
Yeah, that's why you just got to be the manager of the outsource, so you're not the person that gets the blame at the end because you don't know what you're doing. That's because you don't want that project management on your hands for the first time. It's not simple work. When you have to set expectations extremely clearly, it takes a little bit of experience versus a guy asks for SEO, I want to sell it. My first thing is pivot it back to understanding, does you want immediate leads, or treat it like a mutual fund? Maybe 12, 18 months down the road, we can rank and dominate Google. Once you anchor it that way, maybe he might say, well, I want leads now, and then maybe we can reinvest into SEO. So you got to go take it back.
I think he wants everything.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, he may not be able to afford everything at once. First, prioritize things of where we can start. And now, as far as being resourceful, that you have partners that can do SEO, then bring on somebody who can do the SEO and let them take on that project. Get a referral fee and call it a day, whatever that referral fee is. Because like, if you refer them and they sell it, you don't deserve 20% of the deal month over month over month. If they pay you $300-400, just take that and see what the work looks like. And that's it. Like, get it off your plate. Find an SEO partner that can do it for you. If that's the route you want to go. But I would first focus in and zone in on what you do, what you control, and present it as a smarter play.
So you wouldn't recommend just outsourcing it?
I recommend outsourcing it, but I don't recommend you outsourcing it as if it's your service for the first time.
Okay.
Because you have no idea how to manage it. Because you'll piss off your SEO partner too, because you'll have 50 questions and they don't want to answer those because it's they're now, because an outsourced team has two customers, just so you know. One is the seller, which could be in this case you, and then the second client they have is your client, because you're going to have your own curious questions, your client's going to have questions on top of that, and then you're going to ask those questions at two different times. Because I've seen that happen, because I used to be the outsourced partner. People would outsource to me. And I was like, fucking A, these agency motherfuckers don't know shit about this. All I wanted them was to just give me their clients. I do the work, and then they just give it to their client. But then I got two customers, two supports, two cost rows. So that's when I was like, all right, I'm only dealing with agency owners where my team talks directly to their clients. We charge our normal pricing as if we got a direct client, and that's our price. If I charge $3,000 a month, your buy rate is $3,000 a month. If you can mark it up, good for you. If I'm adding value because your client's going to find a firm that does both anyways, then don't take a skim off the top. Just bring me in so you don't lose your job anyways. So that's kind of how the angle I used was, if you want to white label me, we don't do that because it'll hurt you, because now you got double project management.
Okay, because he wants to do everything with one like company, basically. So it's like if I don't do the SEO and the website, then
just say you have a team of you. Like I would bring this to the call on Tuesday, more appropriate than here, but I'll answer it quickly. Like, just I would say like I have a team of contractors that has specialties in each skill set. I bring paid ads. My partner XYZ specialize in SEO, and then whatever the other talent is. If you have that, then it's under your brand too. It's going to be too hard to be an expert at everything under one roof. Because they're gonna do a sniff test, because you got to get to the point of qualification before you go into, can you satisfy all their needs? Because once you get under the roof of the discovery, one thing you don't want to happen at the very, very end of your third call or fourth call or however long your sales process is like, yeah, you're too small. I don't know if you can do it. Is this really your expertise? You got to get that bullshit out of the way so that they feel confident in A, they want the solution, B, in you, right? They got to believe in you. They got to believe in your company, and they got to believe in your delivery. Because they're going to find what they want. Because if you're everybody's one search away from finding what they want. Go to Google, you'll find it. I don't know if you're going to find exactly the only way you know if you found what you want is when time tells. Because like it'll give us like we don't know we made a mistake until 3, 4, 5 months out sometimes. Because then we realize the results aren't there, things took longer, expectations weren't set properly. That's kind of the a lot of what happens.
So effectively, I could outsource it, but I should just tell them that it's not me doing it. I have someone who's good at it and do it basically.
The way you could word it is, let me bring in my head of SEO. If you need to bring that person on for the call, if you have somebody willing to help you with your own sales process, like I was willing to help the people who brought the clients to my doorstep to do I would train them how to do their own discovery. And then when they were qualified, then I would come in for the presentation side. I was willing to do the close for them. And then I was also willing to do their project management for them, because to me, it was the same. They're bringing me all my leads for free. I didn't buy it. I didn't have to earn it. I didn't have to go to the networking event to meet all these people and then warm up the 100 people you meet, 5 get warm. I didn't do any of that work. All I got to show up was for, here's a legitimate buyer and somebody who's truly interested, and they're going to go forward with somebody, and it's either us or somebody else. And they already developed the rapport, the relationship, and I just got to be the beneficiary of it. So I was no problem. I'll do your sales for you. I'll do your project management for you and the delivery for you, because I'm charging you for it.
Yeah. A white label agency wouldn't do that though, right?
No, that's why we didn't white label. I wanted their clients to know who I was. I was like, look, we're a partnership, whether it was with another agency. I wanted them to know my name, because I'm going to fuck up at some point. I'm going to send the client an email from my custom creatives. I don't want to have 12 emails of 12 agencies because I did have that at one point. I sent a wrong email one day and people were blaming me. I'm like, dude, fuck you guys. Like, I'm not going to, we're using my email. Like, that's it. We're going to be partners versus this bullshit of me updating my LinkedIn saying head of strategy for 7 companies. It just didn't work out for me. So I just did custom creators, or that's it. I want my own brand equity, and I want people to know that we're partners as companies, and whoever they use, me or them, it's the same company anyways. So that's how I did it. If that's helpful for you, you can do it the same way too. Say our SEO brand is called thiscompany.com. Our Facebook brand is this company. If you need to explain it further, sometimes that stuff doesn't even come up.
Yeah, I mean, it would be difficult to kind of convince them of that because it wouldn't add up. But
well, I mean, if you're paying their fee, then it'll be totally fine. The reason I was willing to do this is because, like, if I was getting paid a discount to do the same amount of work, I'm not going to do it. What benefit do I have? Unless you're bringing me 10 or 15 customers on like a year, there's no fucking reason for it.
Yeah, I mean, my plan was just to use the outsource company, obviously charge them a markup, and then just have the work outsourced. Which you don't recommend, right?
Say it again.
I was just gonna obviously pay the outsourcing company their fee, and then obviously charge a markup on to the actual client.
I mean, that'll leave up to you how you price it. I mean, that's typically how everybody does the outsource stuff. What I'm saying is, I wouldn't take the all-in-one project on if you're project managing it, because you won't be able to for the first time. It is a little bit challenging to manage multiple projects like that, because something's going to go wrong. I would educate yourself first, watch some SEO videos, identify a good partner that can do something for you. Cheapest is not the best. Quality of work is always the best. The expectation of the client has to be set. And it's like I already said before, a mutual fund is how I describe SEO. And then immediate, like, day trading is like Facebook ads, Google ads. We get immediate results. We can just pop some money in, get some money out, and then we can like use that proceeds towards long-term benefit of SEO. SEO is very, very beneficial if you're going to commit to it for life.
Okay. And on the website side of things, would you? I mean, that I could outsource, right? And it'll be not easy, but easier, because obviously the website is a bit easier to understand.
Yeah, I mean, websites can be easily outsourced. Yeah, I mean, you have to find somebody that's good with, probably, if you're going to be ranking, I would probably use WordPress, quite frankly, over Go High Level. If we're going to have like but you'll have to find a good WordPress developer. Somebody has a decent portfolio. You'll have to make sure that they're not using like themes on the internet, because you never know what you're going to get when they're pre-canned and shit like that, especially with WordPress themes, because there's so many plugins that are outdated. There could be some shitty code in the back, too much code. It could be, so I don't like using themes unless it's something quick and cheap and dirty. Otherwise, like with Go High Level, if I'm using it to enhance a brand, where it's like, in addition to using my services, you have the opportunity to have one of my websites, and all it is 97 extra a month, or 197, or a fee of 3,000 instead of 10,000 at a discounted rate, and then I can customize one of my Go High Level themes for it.
Yeah, I mean, this one needs to be quite like complex. So like, how would you work out price? Like, would you just go
Come
to
to
your
the GSD call? Come to the GSD call. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I want to contribute something here, if I may. From what I understand, I used to do SEO a long time ago, and a few years back, that is, and video SEO really worked better than anything else. But that's another thing. The thing is that, from what I understand, the way the industry is all moving forward, websites are pretty much going to be dead. A lot of landing pages are going to be prevalent, as opposed to full-on websites and SEO, the traditional SEO as we know it, with AI being so, everybody's going to be using AI, asking question. AI is going to go and get the information that they need. typical SEO for you to rank up on Google, that may not be something that companies really need going forward. So I don't know if this is something that you may want to, pursue heavily going forward. Have that in mind. I mean, AI is going to change the landscape of search and answers, and just just something to consider.
SEO will never go away. I think it's just going to change, and it depends on the brand size and the people and the target audience you're going to work with, because there is an algorithm, and it's just going to change in front of our eyes. I mean, I'm not selling SEO to anybody, but I think it's great. I mean, we get like leads every single week from all the content we've written, the blogs we've written, and the beautiful part about it is shit we wrote maybe 5 or 6 years ago is driving the majority of our traffic. So I think because
Yeah.
Google's going to be one of the best AI companies on the planet because of the predominant search engine on the planet. They have the most data on the planet, the most relevant on the planet, the most focused. Nobody says search it. Search it means Google it. Google it means search it. So they've changed their destination. They've changed the dynamic of the terminology of how we search, in my opinion. There's just going to be more competition for them, but I think SEO is just a different ballgame, because we are going to go to Google today at some point and search for something at some point, and we're going to click on a website at some point today, for the most part, for most people. And it doesn't matter if you want to look up LeBron James stats, you're not going to go to ChatGPT, you're going to go to Google. And whoever ranks, they're going to get traffic. When they get traffic, they get ad dollars, because chances are you'll land on like an ESPN type site or Bleacher Report. They make money by traffic because they have ads through Google AdSense. So there's always a different strategy based on the type of website, but content is going to be it's always been the predominant thing of any business, is always content. Content comes in various forms: video, written, audio, PR, email newsletters. Because like, look at all the biggest brands. Like, marketing hasn't changed. People are just trying to still adapt, and there's too many shiny objects. But at the end of the day, if people got good at PR, that's all it is. Always ever been, is just some form of PR. That's all it is. It's building the brand through distribution of content. Some people pay for it, some people earn it. And
My
whatever.
SEOs, I couldn't be working by myself for all the years that I have without my SEO. And that's what gets me my hair extension sales. And then I searched one of my favorite keyword searches today on myself, just to keep an eye on it. And on my list here with GSD, I've got to do some paid ads in the upcoming weeks.
Mhm.
And there's another salon that's running paid ads with some of the keyword searches. So somebody's got a whiff of maybe what search words I'm using. And so, speaking to how you say, Raul, niche. Thank you. Because, like, you know what? And since February, I even niched my salon site down even more. And so I went and clicked on their ad because I was curious. And then looking at their list of services, if they're trying to look like they do hair extensions, they're just doing too much. So
Yeah, it's just
I
easier to,
get it.
yeah. You got to come up with buckets of keywords when it comes to search or anything that you want to do. It doesn't matter if it's paid or if it's organic. You just want to just be a master of something where you're known for. Because like when we were like the angle we took was wildly different than anybody I knew of. I ranked high for banner ads, graphic design, any video ads, like all those kinds, animated GIFs, like all those were my core keywords that I focused everything on. And then I had to pigeon my whole self, I had to get my mentality of pigeonhole myself into a graphic design company, but then the website displayed we're a marketing agency. I just wanted the easy foot in the door traffic, because then I can sell shit way faster. There was an intent, there was a need, I had the right price. It was one call closes, and then we ascended people up. Because when I got SEO leads right out the gate, guess what? I had to explain it. I had to demo it. I had to show proof. I had to show results. I'd have 2 or 3 conversations, and then we may or may not close. And we're pretty good at sales, but the sales cycle was too long for me. So what I'd rather do is get somebody in the door, like I'm demonstrating with this SaaS stuff, and then I can go into a more mature, open-minded conversation, because now they're already a customer. It just makes it a heck of a lot easier. That's all it was. Like here's the demo. I'm going to show it to you guys like really quickly. This is the page for the demo, and everybody who wants it, here's the code, GST LUV 30. So that code will give you, like, it'll give you my follow-up monster website. There's 4 pages to it and a bonus fifth, which just has a basic price table. It's a hidden page you can activate if you want to activate it. Full out website, full out demo. You get the workflow, the 5 texts, the 5 emails, the 5 voicemail drops, and it's intended to show people how to sell this stuff. That's the whole point. It's to be able to take this demo. It'll end up costing like $400 or something with the coupon code. But then you can go out and sell it to $300 a month, $400 a month clients right away and do it on repeat. That's the overall overarching subject matter of what makes you the most ROI. An investment of $400 to go make a client. One client is worth $3,600 per year. If you get 10 clients, that's $36,000 per year. The other 3 things are going to be the 3 most important things that we sell. Database reactivations. This is all on the workflows. Hang on, Jen, I see your hand. The 3 most important things are going to be database reactivations. That's our workflows already in there. You can customize them, edit them. You don't have to do anything else besides that. Our online reviews and missed call text backs. Missed call text backs, all these 3 things, number 1, can be sold individually, one feature. And I'm telling you, people will pay $300 if you position it right per month, or a little bit more even. If you want to sell it for a little bit less, it's okay, because it costs, you already paid for the Go High Level system. It's your franchise cost. Your overhead's very, very simple. Or you can bundle them all together. So, and implementation and delivery becomes just a snap. You don't have to get a Facebook pixel. You don't have to write ad copy. You don't have to have weekly project management calls and all this shit. It's just set it up for them, show it to them. If they have some questions, do some basic support and get them to become self-sufficient to be able to run this on their own, or activate it for them so it's on repeat. It's automated for them. Anytime a person gets a client, they push one button, it can trigger an email to go get a review. They get a higher review, you get the credit. Once you have the credit, then they're never going to leave you, because now 88% of people believe online reviews as if it's a personal recommendation from a friend. 62% of small business owners miss calls. What does that mean? On one hand, online reviews makes them more money because strangers trust strangers to buy shit. Number 2 is if 62%, more than half, I mean, way more than half of phone calls are going to be missed by a business owner. Imagine if they don't call those people back, or they don't have caller ID or whatever it may be. What's the lifetime value of each one of those opportunities? If it's $800, if it's $2,000, what if it's $50,000? They missed the call. That person who called, they worked hard their whole entire lives to get that phone call, and they missed that one shot, that one opportunity, that one time that they were going to get a buyer, and they're none the wiser. Now you can recover. You're a recovery specialist. You're recovering the revenue that they should have already had. And the best part is now you have something to talk about. You have a tool, you have a system, you have a process. It's all demonstratable. You don't have to have a million fucking slide decks and have 3 or 4 fucking phone calls ever again. You could have 15 to 20 to 30 minute conversations and walk away with a annual value of a $3,600 client. If you want to get even more creative, you can even give them a year special. It's $300 a month, $3,600 a year. If you pay in full, you get whatever, a discount. So you can always get creative and front load your cash flow. And that's what this tool is intended to do, is to make it easier to sell now that you already have a Go High Level account. Now, here are the tools that go inside of it, and just makes life a fuck ton easier, in my opinion. It is for me. I don't have to talk so much. I can literally do my thing sitting at the bar and say, fill this sucker in. And then they end up being on my database. So if they don't buy for whatever reason, then they're just going to get long-term nurtured. And they're going to already know every time they see my name come up in their inbox, they're already going to know that this guy's not even doing this. He's automated because he told me he automated it. How cool is that? Right? Because like when you get all these emails from the people you're on their email list, you're like, I wish I had that, right? So your clients. And that's what this tool is intended to do, to make it easier. What's up, Anne-Marie?
You're muted, honey.
I was just going to see how long she
Hey,
would
even
go
better. Okay. I made a dummy sub account for a prepayment snapshot. Prepayment snapshot. What the hell? Why is there an echo?
I think there's something wrong with your audio. Let me mute out Mark, and I don't know if that was the case, but try again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, no echo. Okay. So a couple days, the other day I made a dummy sub account for a prepayment, my prepayment of a salon or spa service. Cause there was that inquiry, and then I was working on the automation. So like if I want to, and you had answered the question, like how much to sell that for. But is that probably the best way to do it, is to put it in a sub account by itself? Just then because I think I got the aha this weekend, was like, oh God, build it once. And I think I had messaged you and then just sell the crap out of it. So is that how you go about that? Because like I think and work so fast.
Say that, like, ask the question one more time. So like you bought the snapshot, you have the snapshot, you have it in
I
sub.
built it.
Yeah.
I put it in its own sub account.
Okay.
So that then I'm putting the automations in there. So then like, do you duplicate that? Like, when does it become a snapshot? I'm just a little, that's why.
Okay, got it. Like
little
every like your sub account will be your snapshot essentially, right? So
Okay.
you build it in the sub account, and then you make it whatever you put into it, then you make it becomes your snapshot. Now,
Got
as
it.
far as
Okay.
my follow-up monster, like my live demo, that just goes into my main pipeline and just tag like in my one custom creative snap account, and then just gets tagged with FU demo. And then when we deliver it to other people, it's a snapshot in one of our sub accounts, and then we just share it automatically through email that sends them a unique link, and then they can import it. Once they import it, then whatever happens inside, it just goes into their account under the imported snapshots.
Okay, so then like everything that I put inside that sub account is like the container. Like, you know what? This is me, Raul. It's that little stuff that I go, woo, but the big stuff on how to build it, no problem. So
Yeah,
the
I
sub
mean, it's
account's
always
more or
faster
less
to
like-
buy something versus building it, because when you're building it, you don't know what the endpoint is. But when you buy like a base of something, like then you can just build on top of it. You know what I mean? That's what I like to do most of the time, is just buy a base and then build on top of it and make it significantly better. Now, the advantage we had was, one, there was no builders because Go High Level's brand, like it had no name when we bought it or when we got into it, because we were just one of 10 people that were part of the beta program. And then we started just building shit. And quite frankly, right when they launched, that was the follow-up monster. We bought the domain immediately and then just built that website because we pay people to build stuff for us. So we just kind of build template after template after template. And then people liked it and we never sold it. And then we just put it all into a store.
What I did with all the other snapshots that you have, like in the library of GSD, like a few months ago, was I made an individual sub account for each one of those snapshots so that I could see what's inside. And then this particular one was just mine was already partially built. And somebody wanted it, possibly wanted it.
Yeah, because it's
Okay, great.
duplicatable. I mean, as long as you commit to whatever you do, then you'll make money off of it. If it's just going to be a here and there thing, just treat it like a here and there thing. You know what I mean? Because like if there's something that I have that I don't focus heavily on, I'll just do it on a one-off basis. I'm like, look, I got this stuff already built out. If you want it, you can have it. It's going to be X dollars. And then you don't have to pay somebody expensive. It's already pre-built and you can stack on top of it. But if it's not my main focus, I don't really like emphasize it too much, because I don't want to get distracted at all, you know, because I got to stay focused on these things I love, like this GSD store that we're building. I think it's going to be freaking awesome. Like we have a guy full time, like literally every day working on some sort of funnel to make it easier for everybody else. Cause I already know what it costs to do, because I have a guy that can do it pretty well. And a good design and a good funnel is going to take a couple days to a couple weeks. If we can get people that would never ever figure it out to buy it for cheap and just sell it 10, 20, 30, 100 times. I mean, that's going to be the ultimate store that we're trying to build for like GSD members, Diamond Club members, and then have this as like our GHL predominant like funnel building things. We have 156 funnels we built. Now I would say about 50 of them probably suck ass. I don't even know what they look like, but the other 100 are probably pretty dialed in. I haven't even gone through our whole library yet.
Well, your whole thing of front loading cash flow, like on my thing and the industry I'm in, it's a little foreign to them to ask for prepayment, and it's really causing some intrigue. So that's actually part of my coaching is get the
Mhm.
payment up front for the consultation, and then they
Yeah,
get
I
the
mean,
book.
that's a great way to get a committed person, because if they're already going to do it anyways, might as well put a little fork over a little deposit in the beginning on the front
Yeah,
end. You know what I mean?
thanks.
Cool. What's up, Jen? You got a question?
A comment on the follow-up monster. I have a lot of times when I'm looking for someone who I want to bring in for sales, I always want to know what the proven outcome if something is. You know, they want to know what are your KPIs on this thing, and if it's new, it's like, what do you tell them? Or they want to have a good base pay and what have you. But I wanted to share this because I think it's really, really relevant. I kind of broke down what it would be like if you had one sale a month with my commission structure that I'm offering. You know, and I'm telling them they got to go find their own leads because anyone's capable of Googling businesses. I'm not going to sit around and go make lead lists for them. Find who you want, figure out the niche you want. You can sell it, and it's commission only. And this guy that's done some work for one of my clients who required a base and all this, he saw it and he goes, that's really intriguing. That's super exciting. I'm totally into it. So I have all these people coming on who want to sell it because it's all so easy and they see the brilliance of it. So it's like, so yeah, I can sell it myself, but I can multiply my efforts by sharing it with other people for commission only and doesn't hurt me. So I just duplicate the landing page with their name so I can track their stuff. I just duplicate everything.
Yeah, I mean that's how easy it is. Like it's literally a click for everybody. Anybody who's interested and actually takes advantage of it. It's A, 30% off, but B, duplicating it just becomes you're a button pusher at this point, versus anything else. That's ultimately the best delivery you could possibly have, is like giving a suitable outcome for a button push. It's pretty. I mean, if you can distribute it and sell it, I mean, you're gonna have just recurring revenue stack up on you. I mean, every customer could be worth $3,600 per year to you. To whatever you commit to, like if your commitment is to make it easier, that I would go all in to have this as your value ladder, like the beginning of your value ladder, because everybody needs a value ladder. And all it simply means is this, like, here, let me just draw it up real quick on the thing, because we all know what it probably is, but I know a lot of people probably don't actually implement it. But it's just a staircase. That's all it is. This is it. So as you go up this ladder, the price gets higher and higher. So this goes higher. So this just goes up. So start here. This could be 0, like a tripwire. This could be $7. This could be, I don't know, the next level up could be 500. And then it could go to 5K. And then it could go to 10,000. And then it goes to whatever, 25. It doesn't really matter, but this is the value ladder. We're going to ascend people up it. Some people start here because they don't know who you are. They just want free shit. They just need whatever, some sort of trust and validation. Or some people may skip the free shit and just be like, look, I know I got to buy this thing. Some people may buy our lifetime deals. Some people buy in the agency launch and et cetera. So based on your products, like you have to have some sort of ascension model of value ladder. Is like a lot of the biggest pool of people are going to be right here. They're going to be coming on free things like this live event we're doing right now, or this live Savage Saturday. Some people will say, oh my God, I'll spend the $7. Wow. Big whoop, right? They'll get a ton of value. Then they'll be like, oh shit, I want more of that. And they'll start to ascend up and up and up. So that's how the value ladder works. This is even though it's the bottom of our staircase, this is our top of the funnel. Getting complete strangers to say yes, to get inside of your ecosystem. The value of your email database, your text database is so imperative to have, because that's how you're going to ultimately sell to once you have a process to be able to communicate to them. So we'll take this all day, the free shit, and then people jump into this stuff. Then they start to ascend up and up and up, because we just have to constantly audition every single time we talk to people. We're constantly adding more value. That's what you guys got to do to your marketplace, is build a community that you can be the authority and that leader. And once you become known in that community, you become the predominant person they're going to buy from. because the easiest thing in the world for people to do is pricing is just a number absent of value. Because we've all bought something more expensive from somebody else, and it may be something commoditized. Like I buy coffee at Starbucks. I like the experience. I like the taste. I like them just putting my sugar in for me. I don't have to do it myself. Could have bought Folgers for $5. Chose to buy Starbucks for $3 for 1 cup. Folgers for $5 would give me 60 cups. All right. So I bought something inherently more expensive. It's the same thing. It's just fucking coffee. I'm sure if the Starbucks barista
but it's an experience.
Yeah, it's the experience. I'm sure if the Starbucks barista handed me a cup full of Folgers, I don't know if I'd tell the difference. I'm not sure if my palate's that complex or that sophisticated. I don't know. But the point is, I'm willing to pay, people are willing to pay a premium based on the experience and positioning statement that you guys have.
I have a question for Jen. Are you using the JV, or the affiliate module instead of GHL for the people that you want to?
She's using the follow-up monster demo and using that to track people of her salespeople of who brings the leads in. So that follow-up monster demo that you bought too, remember that?
Right.
Yeah, she's using that for each salesperson. One version. Version 1 will be salesperson 1. Version 2 will be salesperson 2. So when the leads come in, it's tagged by that person.
Right, but I was wondering what URL
I'm not using I'm not using the affiliate program because of the way it pays out. And I just decided to do it this way to start out. I may try it in the future, but I wanted to have something really proven and wanted to be able to track it really carefully. And I can talk to you more about that later because I'll have to go back and look at it so I can remember the details of why I chose to do that.
Okay, yeah, because when you get that follow-up monster, which I did as well, I have it on a URL, my custom domain. But for each sub-account or each salesperson that you're tracking, I was wondering, what do they get a different page, a different domain?
Basically, so for example, mine is demo.followupmachine.co. So that's my main one. And so Mustafa's is mustafa.followupmachine.co.
Got it.
Marcus is, same thing. So the
So they have their own URLs. Okay.
Yeah, just list their own identifiers. So it's their own. Yeah, absolutely.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, my recommendation is very, very simple. Like, learn how to pitch it, present it yourself, and learn how to train if you're going to go the sales positioning route. Otherwise, you'll have an army of people that may be effective or not effective because they got to make money to stay on board. That's the number one thing. If they can't make money, they can't sell it, they're not going to stay. They're going to leave because they'll burn out. So just have a way to train them so you can keep them inspired, motivated, and good things take time. I mean, they're going to need 90 days to get good at this, but 90 days is not the rule, because it's just a matter of if they're going to train on their own, right? Because that's really what it comes down to. Because if you're going to be in sales and you're not going to sell, you're not really in sales. Like, you got to rehearse, you got to practice in your free time. You're always practicing. When you're on work, you're trying to get as many contacts and take advantage of the daylight hours you possibly can have. And then you have to train yourself every single day. Because when I worked at realtor.com, the first 2 weeks, we couldn't touch phones, for whatever reason. It was just a matter of product knowledge, systems knowledge, how how our relationship is to the National Association of Realtors. We learned about the company, the history, all kinds of shit, how realtors think, act, talk, walk, etc. Then we went out on the streets, had to go door knock real estate offices, interview some realtors. We couldn't even sell it because we didn't know what the price was. And then we had to listen to the top producers, patch in on their phone calls. And then it was a matter of saying, all right, here's your desk, here's your phone, go sell 30 grand this month or you're fired. And by the way, you're going to cold call. So that's what we did. And then we sucked, and then we had to rehearse, and then we had to practice, then we had to role play, then we had to go read books, then we had to figure shit out on our own. We'd have to take people to lunch that were really good at sales and buy them lunch and say, hey, pitch me, teach me, help me, nurture me, be my big bro at this company. Right. So that's what we did.
I have another question, Rahul, regarding the Lead Connector app.
So don't ask me that question. Ask that question and then go high level group.
It's not a technical question. I'm just wondering, if there's something that I'm missing or not. But when a lead comes in, when somebody else comes through that, the follow-up monster page that you set up, when a lead comes in, the app does not give me any kind of a indication, like a notification, like any other app would do when something new is happening, so that I can go check it.
We don't.
I can help with
me
this.
personally, me personally. You guys, actually, I'll ask you guys to help each other offline on this particular question because I want to
Okay.
keep this like towards only sales.
Yeah.
So I'll ask that you guys connect right after this. But we don't. Well, I don't use Lead Connector. I just use Twilio and Mailgun. It's pretty much like the same cost, I believe. So until there's a reason why we need to move everything over, I just stick to Twilio and Mailgun for the moment. The alerts that we get, like whenever somebody fills something in, we get a text message, we get a push notification in the system, we get a tag. So like, yeah, I'll if you're using Lead Connect or LC, I'll have you connect with the Go High Level people inside of that group, or if you and Jen are already talking, you guys can talk to each other about that. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Let me know if you guys want that. If you want that bundle, grab it today. It's inside the chat right here. It's 30% off. You'll have a fully operational business. You can go sell, you can demonstrate, you can email distribute, you can DM, you can talk about it, you can do content around it. This will probably make a lot of people a lot more money starting with their foot in the door, then ascending them up the value ladder. This thing solves a lot of problems. This solves revenue recovery from missed call text backs. It resolves people and strangers referring these clients with online reviews, and then people who have databases, people who have leads that are not keeping in front of them. Those leads are being paid for from their blood, sweat, tears, and money and time, and they're decaying and they're dying. If you can recover those with a database reactivation, you can change the dynamic of the ratios of 9 out of 10 businesses going out of business and turning them into paying customers, because these people worked a lot harder than you guys know, than I know, to support their family, their kids, their wives, whoever, and they're fucking up their leads. And they're none the wiser because nobody knows how to teach this shit. Now, when we come in, we're not only the guides, but we can be the heroes too, to help them make some more money in an easier way, a more sophisticated way, and automated way. That's the overall goal of it. Yeah, Lloyd. Yeah, on the inner circle, come to the calls. We'll walk you through it all. Okay, cool. That is it for today. Jen, did you have one last question? If it's a comment, I'll just reserve it for the next time. But if it's a question, I'll answer it.
It's a question.
Okay.
Would it be possible on that workflow that is developed with the follow-up monster to have, I'm just thinking, because I did it already on mine, but for people in the future, if you could add one step at the beginning, which assigns the notification or something, then that would be part of their workflow and they would just adjust it.
Yeah, that's super simple. It's just a couple buttons. Cool, guys. All right. Well, have a good Savage Saturday. Have fun with whatever you do. For people who are going to join us on the AI Masterclass, we'll see you then. I'll just drop the link in the chat one last time. Here you go. If you're not in Diamond Club, use that particular link, and you'll be automatically registered and get some workflows and some updates. For the rest of you guys that are in Diamond Club, you'll get free access to that event. It starts on June 12th. We're going to be going over AI, how you can not just know about it, how you can actually leverage it and use it, not just for your business, but for your clients too. So you'll have like something that could be productized and sold alongside with SaaS as well. Okay. All right, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. I'll talk to you guys next time.